What's up, Dub Nation? You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. Before we take a look at some of the top remaining free agents that Golden State could sign, Eric Gordon, according to reports, was a player that Golden State was in on. They wanted to bring him to the Bay, but the Phoenix Suns were able to acquire him on a 2-year deal. We don't know those full details yet. Maybe adding that second year is what got him to Phoenix. The Suns obviously don't have a lot of cap flexibility, so I'm not sure if it came down to money more so than maybe Phoenix offered him a bigger role. Obviously, they have a thinner roster with their 4 max contracts. But I find it interesting that Golden State was in on him. They're clearly looking for some more production at that guard and or wing spot. So curious to see where Mike Dunleavy Jr. and the Warriors go from here, because they've obviously been pretty quiet up to this point in NBA free agency. I promise you this, if the Warriors make a move, we are going to cover it here on Golden State Warriors Today. Help us out. We're trying to get to 58,000 subscribers on the channel. We're at 57,599. 401 away. Can we get to 58,000? Hit that big red subscribe button here on Warriors Today. We'll be back tomorrow with more videos. You're watching NBA Now by Chat Sports. My name is Harrison Graham. We're in the middle of day 3 of NBA Free Agency 2023, and still some notable names out there that teams can sign in free agency. So we're going to take a look at about 15 available free agents coming up here on today's show. We'll start with Christian Wood here, who spent last season with the Dallas Mavericks, kind of a 4-5 hybrid, 6'10", 215. Had a good statistical season offensively, 16.6 points per game, 7.3 rebounds. Shot the ball well, over 51% from the field, almost 38% from three-point range, but the effort isn't always there. He seems to clash with teammates and coaches. I think that's why he remains unsigned. I think that's why the Mavericks haven't brought him back at this point and probably won't. But if a team wants to take a chance on a talented player, Christian Wood could be that guy. Grant Williams still available, the kind of 3-4 hybrid with Boston, more of a stretch 4 as he is restricted, so I think that could be the reason nothing's happened yet. A sign and trade could be on the table with the Boston Celtics, but I think a player that could be in line for a bigger role, maybe he starts for a team that brings him on board. There's been rumors that the Charlotte Hornets could sign him to an offer sheet. The Mavericks have been connected to Williams, a guy who's averaged about 39% three-point shooting over the past 3 years. He can play the 3, he can play the 4. We'll see where he ends up. Now, who do you think is the top free agent left on the board at this point in NBA free agency? Drop a name down in the comment section right now. Who is the best remaining NBA free agent for 2023? It's hard to pick one. I think there's 4 or 5 you could decide between, but let us know who you think that is. Next up is P.J. Washington, as he had a career year with the Hornets, averaged almost 16 and 5. 45% from the field almost, about mid-30s from 3. He's improved in that area. Similar to Grant Williams, not quite the shooter, but has had a bigger role in Charlotte and has been able to take advantage of that. Stretch 4 is kind of his role. He can defend some wings, though, out on the perimeter if needed. He's also a restricted free agent, so I think him and Grant Williams' markets are probably very similar as they bring similar things to the table. Kelly Oubre Jr. is still out there as he had a good season with Charlotte last year. Not the most efficient, but fairly efficient. 20 points per game, grabbed 5 rebounds, 43% from the field. Has never really been able to develop that knockdown three-point shot. Kind of shoots low mid-30s. Not terrible, like decent enough, but you'd like that to go up 5 or 6 percentage points. Athletic player in the open court. The defense comes and goes, so I think he could be a mid-level exception target for somebody. Mason Plumlee, arguably the best pure center left in NBA free agency, depending on how you view Christian Wood positionally. 11 points, 9 rebounds. Look, he's like your ideal backup center. Traditional center, he's going to set screens, roll to the basket, he'll grab rebounds for you. Can dish a little bit out of the high post as well. 3 assists per game last year. I'll be curious to see where he ends up signing. Maybe the best defender on the market in NBA free agency, Matisse Thybulle, 6'5", 201, but he can guard 1 through 4s. I mean, he is an all-NBA defender. The problem with Thybulle, he's also restricted, by the way, but the problem with Thybulle is he's just abysmal from three-point range. Like, if he could be 35% from 3 on catch and shoots, he would be a starter for most teams in this league. I do think he has value, though, as a matchup defender for a lot of teams. So curious to see what his market is. He is still available to sign. Subscribe to us here at Chat Sports if you want to stay up to date with the latest NBA news, rumors, trades. We had all your draft coverage. We'll do that again over the next year. Free agency, everything else that's surrounding the association. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. It's 100% free. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel right now. Ayo Dosunmu, a restricted free agent guard. The Chicago Bulls have re-signed Kobe White, 3 years, $33 million, up to $40 million. They signed Javon Carter, 3 years, $20 million. Is Ayo Dosunmu still in their plans? They might let a team sign him to an offer sheet and then make a decision. I like him. Had a really good rookie year. Similar production last year, but didn't shoot the ball as well from three. Shot 37.5% his rookie year. Shot like 31% this past year, but got that dog in him. Good defender. I think he can be a backup point guard or even a two for a contending team. We'll see if the Bulls bring him back or if not, where he ends up going. Torrey Craig, one of the better small forward options remaining in free agency. 7.5 points last year, 5.5 rebounds, decent shooter. He'll give you some 3 and D off the bench. Scrappy defender who can guard 1 through 3s, occasionally 4s as well. We'll see if the Suns bring him back or if he ends up elsewhere. Been a lot of chatter around Malik Beasley, a handful of teams interested in him, according to Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype. Kind of a flamethrower. He can really get hot from three-point range, but very streaky there. Didn't have one of his better shooting seasons a year ago. The Lakers have kind of loaded up on bringing back a lot of their guards. We'll see if they have room for one more. Terrence Ross still available to sign in NBA free agency as he got traded from the Magic to the Suns midseason last year. He can be a guy that can score in a hurry. Now, he doesn't give you a lot on the defensive end at this point in his career, but he is capable for going for 20 points on any given night. I think the Suns would like to bring him back for the vet minimum, but he might be looking for just a little bit more. How about Paul Reed? What's his nickname? Big Ball Paul? B-Ball Paul? Good backup. He's developed nicely in Philadelphia. Can play the 4, can play the 5. He kind of knows his role as well. We'll see if Philadelphia is interested in bringing him back, but he remains unsigned. Montrezl Harrell's still available on the free agent market. He certainly does not have the impact that he once had as a six-man of the year type of player with the LA Clippers, but I like an energy guy off the bench who can still score a little bit. It doesn't give you anything defensively, but offensively can still be a bucket every now and again. Garrett Jones Jr., one of the better athletes remaining in NBA free agency. Doesn't give you a ton statistically, but in the open court, can run and gun a little bit. Has some bunnies on him as well. Positional versatility, can play the 2, can play the 3, but he remains unsigned as well. So there you go. Some of the top players remaining in NBA free agency. I'll just verbally mention, who am I mentioning here real quick? TJ Warren, wanted to mention him as well. He's not what he once was, but someone who can score a little bit. Ended up in Phoenix late last season, but still someone that is out there in NBA free agency. If you want more NBA free agency coverage, we're the channel for you. Subscribe to Chat Sports.